Coming up on News 20 at 5, a case of corruption. Today marks the beginning of a 3-week-long federal trial for a familiar face here in Tallahassee. Also, the seemingly endless spree of gun violence continues in America. News 20 follows multiple shootings, including one where a simple mistake has a teen in critical condition. And springtime means festival season, both near and far. We have a lot in store for you. You're watching News 20 at 5.
Live from Florida A&M University on the highest of 7 hills in the capital city, covering every corner of the Big Bend. This is the award-winning FAMU TV 20 News.
Good evening and welcome to News 20 at 5. I am Destiny Gaines.
And I'm Kaylee Nash. Thank you so much for tuning in. But before we jump into today's news, Antoinette Mason will join us here in the newsroom. Antoinette.
Thank you, ladies. Former Tallahassee Mayor and former Florida Democratic Party gubernatorial candidate Andrew Gillum is set to go to trial today in federal court. Gillum is facing 21 federal charges, including wire fraud, conspiracy, and making false statements to the FBI. According to court records, the indictment alleges that Gillum illegally solicited funds from various entities and individuals through false promises that the funds will be used for a legitimate purpose. Back to you all at the desk.
The Leon County School Board recently decided to implement a transfer portal allowing teachers to transfer within the county. Our very own Ariel Drayton tells us more.
The Leon County School Board has collaborated with the Classroom Teachers Association to help fill major vacancies through the transfer portal. In order to qualify, teachers must have a mandatory 3 consecutive years of teaching for the county. School Board Representative Daryl Jones expressed the school board's intentions.
Membership certainly should have some privileges, and our faculty who are already employed with the district should have the opportunities to be able to seek additional opportunities, have options in terms of their employment across the expanse of our district. And so with this process, we're able to ensure that teachers have the best fit.
Leon County teachers will be notified by email for vacancies as they're available by Human Resources. This will be a 1-week process. After the posting, teachers will receive confirmation that they meet all requirements. Then they will be offered the position. Ricketts High School teacher Janice Cooper shares why she appreciates the county's approval.
I thank them for continuously putting us in mind, thinking of us and what would be beneficial for us as teachers. This is not a profession that we take lightly.
If teachers plan on making a transition within the county, the time to do it is now. This agreement will expire on June 30th of this year.
Within the last year, the Florida Education Association reported over 6,000 teacher vacancies. Hopefully this new teacher portal will be the cure to this ongoing issue. For News 20 at 5, I'm Ariel Drayton.
The Leon County School Board holds a meeting the 2nd and 4th Tuesday of every month. The next meeting will be on April 25th, so don't forget to visit leoncountyschools.net to view the agenda items.
Mayor John Daly held an advisory meeting at City Hall to tackle the issues of the LGBTQ+ community. Items included requesting more support from Daly and expanding the reach to support the community. The council is made up of community leaders, college students, and representatives from the mayor's office. The meeting's agenda discussed several different concerns, such as Tallahassee's first Pride celebration since 2019 due to the pandemic.
Tallahassee didn't fall short of entertainment over the weekend with a jam-packed schedule of events, including the 23rd annual Chain of Parks Art Festival. The 2-day festival drew thousands as the free premiere fine arts event displayed nearly 150 fine artists. The festivities included creative, tasty food, drinks, and live music downtown for the whole family to enjoy. The event's goal is also to educate local up-and-coming artists about the business of artistry.
Particularly this opening night's event and its focus on visual artists making careers out of their art and being successful with those careers. So I think that's really important for people to understand that that can happen, and so far this.
Festival organizers aim to bring Tallahassee together and show the heritage of art, encouraging the community to take art classes for themselves and involve their kids.
As we conclude Black Maternal Health Week, Capital Area Healthy Start Coalition announced their most recent project, Sister Friends. Our very own Destiny Gaines visited their office to learn more about this program. Let's take a look.
As a partner of the Birthing Project USA, Healthy Start Coalition is presenting their newest program, Sister Friends. As Healthy Start Coalition is known in the capital city for their work in reducing infant mortality, Sister Friends coordinator Danielle Ivory agrees with aligning the program with their mission statement.
We connect pregnant African American women with dedicated and trained female community volunteers in order to encourage healthy pregnancies.
Ivory continues by explaining that the program wants to connect pregnant women to other dedicated and properly trained women in the Tallahassee community. Executive Director Chris Swarzik says Sister Friends will grant pregnant women the proper support throughout their life-changing journey.
In life, things that are not in their control, and just being able to have that support, that family to guide them, to walk with them, to help try to eliminate some of those stressors and get them the resources they are needing is the ultimate goal of the Sister Friends Project.
According to the March of Dimes, the infant mortality rate in Florida was highest for Black infants by 10.8% in 2019. The rate is per 1,000 live births. Now, Ivory did say that a program like this is most definitely beneficial for the Tallahassee community, and they are currently looking for applicants that are in seek of mentorship and volunteers that are willing to support them. Now, for more information, you can visit capitalareahealthystart.org. For now, this is News 20 at 5. I'm Destiny Gaines. Back to you.
Program initiatives like Sister Friends are supported by Health Resources and Services Administration, who recently announced the availability of $468 million in funding. The city of Tallahassee hosted their annual Cash for Trash initiative, an event that encourages the cleanup of Leon County by dropping off waste items that may have been sitting around. Coordinated by the city's Community Beautification and Waste Management Department, citizens with an active garbage account on their utility bill can make as many trips and bring as much debris as they want. Participants will receive a $5 credit on their next bill cycle.
Throughout the year, we tend to accumulate a lot of trash and garbage that are too large to fit into our regular household garbage containers. So a lot of that stuff is accumulated in our backyards and in our sheds. So this event is helpful and useful in that.
Waste Management says that Cash for Trash helps to cut down the amount of illegal dumping throughout the county. The next Cash for Trash will take place on the third Saturday in October. Now coming up, Governor Ron DeSantis signed the state's most restrictive abortion ban into law. What this may mean for Floridians. Also, a teen fights for his life as American gun violence play continues and the number of nationwide tragedy climbs. And as always, a little good news in store with festival season well underway. Stay tuned. You're watching News 20 at 5. Welcome back to News 20 at 5. Florida is officially past the halfway point of the lawmaking season. Baylor Walker will now join us from the Multimedia Newsroom with the Legislative Minute.
Last week, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed a bill into law that bans abortions after only 6 weeks of pregnancy. According to AP News, the 6-week ban will take effect only if the state's current 15-week ban is upheld in the Florida Supreme Court. Abortions for pregnancies involving rape or incest would be allowed until 15 weeks of pregnancy only if the woman has documented proof of the incident, such as a restraining order or a police report. That's all I have for you today. Now back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Bayla. And more abortion news. Protests continue in the downtown area as a group known as Occupy Tallahassee took to the streets weeks before the governor signed the ban into law. The protesters camped outside the Leon County Clerk of Courts building, petitioning against what they say is an attack on bodily autonomy and a violation of their human rights. Occupy Tallahassee says they have no intention of letting up, as some have slept outside multiple nights in a row.
We have been here for 3 weeks protesting the inhumane 6-week abortion ban. We had started with an action on the 30th as they were hearing testimony in the Senate. And
Within the last few weeks, several of the protesters have been arrested and charged with trespassing, but still intend to continue protesting to make their voices heard.
Senate Bill 764 is making its way through the Senate, but creating controversy in the world of sports. Our very own Aaliyah Everett tells us more.
Bill 764 aims to criminalize persons that willfully enter or remain in a restricted area during a covered event, such as an athletic competition or practice, without being authorized, licensed, or invited to enter or remain in such a restricted area. FAMU men's basketball guard Chris Peterson believes there is nothing wrong with fans storming the court after an intense game.
Whatever it may be, I don't see how, one, you're going to criminalize, and two, like, what's the justification for criminalizing people? They just, you know what I'm saying, they paid to watch the game. Or maybe not if they got a student ticket. Either way, they here to show up. Something crazy just happened, a crazy event just happened. You know, that's like tradition. Like, that's always been a thing. So
the bill also focuses on criminalizing individuals that intentionally cause bodily harm, touch or strike a covered participant, such as a player, coach, or referee. FAMU head coach Willie Simmons explains the tradition of fans rushing the field and has never been concerned during his experience in those moments.
Again, you see it on TV shows, movies. You see the picking the players, the fans picking the players up, hoisting them on their shoulders. So, again, it's just kind of part of how I grew up around sports. So it's not unfamiliar to me, and it's not something that I've ever looked at as a bad thing.
Under Senate Bill 764, a person who violates the stated provisions commits a first-degree misdemeanor. Senate Bill 764 has been read for the second time last week and is now being substituted for House Bill 319. The bill has been laid on the table and is on its way to possibly being signed into law in the near future. Reporting for News 20 at 5, I am Aaliyah Everett.
If signed into a law, Senate Bill 764 will have an effective date of October 1st, 2023. To stay up to date on the bill's progress, visit floridasenate.gov.
Gun violence continues around the country as 2 mass shootings took place over the weekend. In Kansas City, Missouri, protests continue after 16-year-old Ralph Yahr was shot twice after mistakenly going to the wrong house. The teen was taken to the hospital where he is in critical condition. On Saturday, 4 people were killed and 28 others injured during a mass shooting that took place in Dadeville, Alabama. According to authorities, the shooter is still at large. Well, that's all for us here at the desk, but let's toss some things over to Antoinette Mason with entertainment.